or Telugu or Hindi, the most important thing is communication, because in communication language is added. For example, if I can tell you in a more brief example, everybody know ocean, isn't it? Everybody know ocean. So ocean, what does ocean have? Water. So water is communication. Yes, the boat what you're sailing or the ship what you're sailing is English or Telugu or Hindi, the means of language or the means of communication. Yes, so communication first is the most important thing you have to remember. First, when you know how to communicate, any language is okay to communicate. So now let us come to the English. When I come to English, English have the most important thing, that is sound. First you should know how to pronounce words. When you don't know how to pronounce the words, you really don't know how to talk. That is why today I have come up with a new subject, that is phonetics, right? So let us see the slide once. Yes, so as if you can see the PPT here, we have phonetics. And now, what is phonetics? How is phonetics used? Or what are the most important things in phonetics? All these I am going to tell you right now. Okay? So let us see the first question, that is, what is phonetics? Let us see the slide. If you can see what is phonetics here, phonetics is the system of relationship between letters and their sounds. Yes, as we know, what is phonetics? As I said you, phonetics is nothing but, it's just the relation between letters and their sounds. Always remember guys, whenever you want to talk in English, first of all, you know, English is made up of 26 letters if I am not wrong, right? So we have A to Z. So first you should know how to pronounce the English consonants and vowels. So these are the most important thing, because when you don't know how to pronounce the words, you really don't know how to talk, because when you talk we have lot many mistakes in pronouncing the words. So this is what you just have to remember all the time. So now, what is phonetics? As I said you, phonetics is nothing but it is a small relation between the letter and the sound that they have, right? So this is the most important thing that you have to remember, and try to note it down whenever possible. Alright, so let us go with the second point of phonetics. It is concerned with physical properties of speech, sounds or signs. Now I'll tell you, as we were been learning about the first point, phonetics is a system of relationship between letters and their sounds. And the second thing that you have to remember is they are concerned with physical properties of speech, sounds or signs. Always remember that physical properties, when I say it is physical properties, how are the basic letters related with the sounds? And then when you speak out a word, how are you speaking out the word? That is also what it means. And signs, when I say about the signs, always remember about what sign the letter consists of. For example, sign, you know, when I say sign, every letter have a sign. About the signs I'll tell you about later. Alright. So now let us see the third point in what is phonetics. When I say about the third point, always remember, when you when you learn or when you talk English, we have something which is very important, that is, you know, how do you say phonetics out of your mouth, like, you know, how to remember the sounds. That is what I always want to tell you. Anyway, let us go with the third point of phonetics. If I can see you, when you learn that the letter B has the sound of B and that T-I-O-N sounds like shun, you are learning phonics. Yes, as I have said you again, whatever you talk, the sound that comes out of your mouth, that means it is phonics. That is which is very important when you learn phonetics. Okay, So now let us go for the second slide, which here have why is phonetics important. Learning phonetics will help you learn to read and spell. Guys, the basic problem with us is from the bottom of our lives, we doesn't know how to read, or if we know how to read, the basic problem is we don't know how to spell. Yes, we read the sentence with cutting the words, and when we spell the word, we really don't know how to spell the words. So this is the basic problem that we have. But yes, when you learn phonetics, you will not have this problem. Alright? So first thing that phonetics help you in is read and spell. Now let us see the second point. Knowing phonetics will also help you know which letters to use as you write words. For example, I have said you example. So how do you write example or example? So that is what I am talking about. So learning phonetics will help you in writing the words perfectly with their spellings. So this is what you should never forget it. So the first thing what phonetics will help you in read and write, and the second thing that the phonetics will help you in is to remember what kind of spelling is it and to write what kind of spelling are you listening to. That means exactly words, isn't it? So now let us see the third point. Learning phonetics will help you pronounce better and perfectly. Now, this is what we are talking about, isn't it? So phonetics is all about pronunciation. So the third point, as I said, if the first point is all about read and write, the second point is all about, by knowing the words, how you are writing it, and the third point is learning phonetics will help you in pronounce better and perfectly. Because we all have something called as stage fear, isn't it? From the bottom of our lives, when somebody asks us to come onto the stage, we never come onto the stage and we never going to talk, because we have that little fear called, are we talking good? Am I talking good? Or am I really performing well? Or if I utter a word wrong, everybody is going to laugh on me, isn't it? So all these are going to vanish when you know how to pronounce the words, isn't it? So when you talk perfect English, everybody are going to encourage and like your English. So that is when you will talk good English. So to talk good English, the first thing that you have to remember is learn what is phonetics and the sounds. So let me see now, let me show you how many pronunciation of alphabets are there and how do you actually pronounce the words. I want you guys to repeat after me. Yes, first we have A. How do you pronounce it? A, H, J, K. So these are the first four set of words starting with A sounds. Yes, A, H, J and K. And now I want to just say you E. There are some sounds which have to be put some air into the mouth. So now if you can see here, we have A sound, right? So now I'll read it for you. The first one is B, C, D, E, G, P, T, V, Z. Right. So as we have been looking at, the first thing was A and the second one is A. And now let us see the third set of sounds, that is E. If you can see here, we have E sound where it starts with F, L, M, N, S, X, Z. So all these letters were been starting with E sound, isn't it? So E sound is F, right? So now when I say pronounce F, it is not F, it is F. How do you say F? It is F. How do you say L? L. M. N. S. X. Z. So this is how you put E sound in front of the word and then you pronounce it. So this is the most important thing and the set of questions that you have to remember when somebody asks you what and how do you pronounce few set of alphabets. This is again phonetics. So now let us see the other set of words, that is I. AI. The pronunciation of AI is I. So now the first letter is I. The next letter is Y. I want everybody to pronounce right after me, okay? So the first one is I. The next one is Y. And then we have something called as U, alright? So O. So when you add the sound of AU into O, it comes as O, right? And now, when it comes to U sound, there are three set of sounds again with it, that is Q, U, W, right? So this is how you just have to remember these set of questions. And the last one is R. So R, you have one alphabet, that is R. Yes, R. So if you can see towards the right side, I have mentioned as repeat the pronunciation of each alphabet after me. The attached voice clip will help you in the pronunciation. Now we have some, I can't just play the voice, so you can just listen to my voice, alright? So always remember that whenever you are mentioning an alphabet, just remember how you are pronouncing it. So these are the most important things that you have to remember at the initial stage of the alphabet, alright? So let me see you once again. Let me show you once again the sounds. The first set of the alphabets are A, H, J, K. The second set of alphabets are B, C, D, E, G, Q, U, W, and the last one is A. So when you say R, you just have to remember that R. So these are the most important sounds that you have to remember whenever you are talking, alright? So let us go with the next slide, that is pronunciation of all the alphabets. I would like you to write down all the sounds of the alphabet so that it will help you in pronouncing on your own. Because I'll tell you guys what happens usually right after you watch this video, after this you intend to forget. So that is what the problem with us is, because we don't continuously talk in English. We switch to our mother tongue. So when you talk mother tongue and when you directly switch to English, you won't be able to talk because the accent of your mother tongue is different, the accent of English is different again. So you always have to remember, to learn English, the first thing is you have to talk in English. Until and unless you talk in English, you won't get English. But to talk in English, the first thing you just have to remember is you should know the basic of the alphabets. The basics of alphabets is their sounds. So please note that each alphabet have their own sounds, alright? So now I'll pronounce these for you, alphabet pronunciation. The first is A. Then we have B. Then we have C. Then D. Then we have A. And then we have F. And then we have Z. And then we have H. Then we have I. Again J. Then K. Then L M N O P Q R S T Q V W X Y Z. So these are the most important sounds of the letters. We have been learning from the bottom of our lives, but we really have forgot how to pronounce the alphabets, because when you remember the sounds of what you are talking, every time you can write and pronounce the right words. So these are the most important sounds that you have to remember. So I'll display once again for you. If you can see here, we have starting with A, B, C, D, A, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So these are the sounds of English, and never ever forget that. Probably try to put them on a sheet of paper or just write down, and then try to talk and try to pronounce these sounds continuously so that you will be able to talk good English through the words. Let us go for the next slide. We have now something which is very interesting, that is syllables. What are syllables? A syllables is a unit of spoken language consisting of a single uninterrupted sound. Now I just want to tell you guys what are syllables. When I tell you about syllables, everybody wants to pronounce the word perfectly, but when you want to pronounce the word perfectly, the only thing that you have to remember is how to cut the word and then pronounce. But we really don't know where to cut the word, isn't it? So when there is a word called example, we really don't know how to cut the word and then talk. So it is very simple. We all know that in syllables you just have to remember a single word called an uninterrupted sound or a word. What is an uninterrupted word? I'll tell you, don't forget. Alright? So now the second sentence, if you can see, syllables exist to make speech easier for the brain to process. Guys, the only problem that we have is whenever we are talking in English, the most important thing that you guys forget is quickly understand the word and spell it out. Because by the time we are reading the word itself takes long time, when will you read it out, right? So syllables help you in understanding the word more easily, and you can pronounce the word very quick, so that somebody who is listening to your words and your English will feel that he or she knows a good English. So that is when syllables help you in understanding and processing the word very easily. Alright? So now let us see the last sentence. That is, a word contains at least one syllable. What does that mean? A syllable simply means every word have one syllable where you just can bifurcate that word to easily pronounce it outside. So now this is the most important thing that you have to remember after the phonetics. So let us see the next slide. We have single syllable words. What is the single syllable word? Single syllable words are words that have a single uninterrupted sound. Yes. People, what is this uninterrupted sound? I think everybody know vowels, isn't it? A, E, I, O, U are the uninterrupted sounds. Never forget that, because when you see an uninterrupted sound in between the word, you just have to stop there so that you can bifurcate the words and then talk. Am I very clear? So this is the most important thing that you have to remember. When you find an uninterrupted sound in between the word, make sure you cut the word there and bifurcate the word so that you can pronounce the word so easily, right? So this is the most important thing that you have to remember. Now let us see the second sentence of single syllable word. If you can see the PPT, some single syllable words are yes, cat, now, that, dog, red, bed, eat, drink, plump, burp, tin, mug, fish, queen, can, bike, ant, ice, good, have, jump, king, life, up, 6, face, fat, 4, walk, and there are so many words. So can you just tell me what is the similar thing in all of these words? A single vowel, isn't it? Every word have a single vowel in these words. So make sure these are called single syllable words. When a word have only one vowel in the word, then that is simply mean a single syllable word. There is no need of bifurcation. You can just pronounce it straight away, isn't it? So this is what makes your English more easier. So the first thing in syllables that you have to remember is single syllable words. Some of the examples I already have given you. I'll show you the PPT once again so that you can observe that there is only one single vowel in these words. Let us see the PPT once again. So yes, we have yes, cat, now, that, dog, red, bed, eat, drink, plump, burp, tin, mug, fish, queen. Here we have double E, that again mean only single sound, that is uninterrupted sound. And again, can, bike, ant, ice, good, have, jump, king, life, up, 6, face, fat, 4, walk, and many more. All right. So these are some of the single syllable words that you have to remember when you are talking, because these are the words that will make your English straight away talk. So single syllable words are something that you don't need to cut the words or bifurcate the words. Single syllable words are always used to straight away talk, because you don't have to think where to cut the word or how to bifurcate the word, because all have only one interrupted vowel sound which you can cut there and you can pronounce it. But in single vowel or in single syllable words, you don't need to find that thing, because all have only one interrupted sound and you can straight away talk the word. So let me take you with the next PPT or the slide. You have two syllable words. What does this two syllable words mean? In a two syllable word, the word is divided into two components and is pronounced accordingly. For example, actor, louder, breathe less, careful, artist, beside, dinner, cattle, chicken, rubber, handle, marble, Thursday, temper, freezer, number, monster, farmer, candle, basket, So these are few of the examples of two-syllable words, where if I can say you, there are divided into two components and is pronounced accordingly. For example, how do you pronounce this two-syllable words? For example, we have something called as breathless. You should not call it as breathless. It's not a word. So you just have to make sure you are dividing the word into two sounds and then pronouncing it. Breathless, breathless. And we have louder. It's not louder, it's louder. So you are pronouncing loud and then separately. And then we have careful. We are not, it's not a direct word, isn't it? So we have care and then full. So when you have an uninterrupted sound in between, that is careful, F. So there you have to just make sure you are cutting that, all right? So that is careful, okay? So now I'll take you to the next slide. There are few uninterruptions in between these words which can make you pronounce the two-syllable words. Yes, all these which are mentioned below are two-syllable words. I'll pronounce few for you. Rocket, rocket. Dinner, dinner. Lumber, lumber. Hammer, hammer. Cattle, cattle. Panther, panther. Rattle. Chicken, chicken. Handle, handle. Jacket, jacket. Candy, candy. Little, little. Puppet, puppet. Temper, temper. Number, number. Freezer, freezer. Valley, valley. Thursday, Thursday. Monster, monster. Target, target. Farmer, farmer. Candle, candle. Muskrat, muskrat. Contact, contact. Comet, comet. Habit, habit. Basket, basket. Trumpet, trumpet. Finish, finish. Shampoo, shampoo. Awful, awful. Camper, camphor. Chapter, folder. Liver, scooter. Shower, hurdle. Hunger, fasten. Badger, mustard. Whistle, honey. Crowded, blizzard. So these are some of the two-syllable words which helps you in pronouncing the words to separate the different uninterrupted sounds and then talking out the word. This will help you in pronouncing the word very right so that the listener won't feel uncomfortable in listening to you. So this is the most important thing that you have to remember whenever you are pronouncing any word, because when you pronounce any word, the most important thing that you have to remember is this uninterrupted sound will help you in talking the word perfectly. Alright. So, let us see the next slide. There are some multi-syllable words. What happens in the multi-syllable words is, in multi-syllable words we have something called as different uninterrupted sounds. See, till now we were just looking at one interrupted sound. When we have one interrupted sound in one word, that is called as single syllable, or sorry, double syllable word. With single syllable word where we can just find a vowel into the word, but when you come to the single syllable, we have one interrupted sound where the word will be bifurcated into two, and then you will be pronouncing shower, shower. So, there are two words in one word, and then you just have to mix all of them and then pronounce it. But when it comes to multi-syllable words, we have so many uninterrupted sounds in the word that you have to bifurcate 2 or 3 times, and then you just have to talk it out. And I will show you a few of the examples of multi-syllable words. Right. If you can see the slide, we have co-op-erate, cooperate, cottonwood, cottonwood, obstacle, obstacle, geography, geography, permission, permission. Here it is 4 uninterrupted sounds, that is ad, min, a, stray, shun. So, all these words are kind of multi-syllable words, where you just have to remember that in these words we have different uninterrupted sounds. So, make sure whenever you are talking multi-syllable words, you cut short the uninterrupted sounds and bifurcate the words and then talk. What happens? This makes your English more easier to pronounce. I think I am clear. So, let us go with the next slide. If you can see, we have a small exercise where you just have to make sure what type of syllables are this. The first one is caterpillar. Is this a single syllable or multi-syllable? Obviously, it is a multi-syllable word, caterpillar. So, we have 4 uninterrupted sounds. So, these are few examples: millimeter, ordinary, community, participate, anybody, biology, precipitation, politician, prehistoric, mathematics, centimeter, experiment, constellation, responsible, and many more. So, now let us quickly jump into the next slide. If you will say analyzing different syllable words, it is just that you have to find out, yes, the vowel sounds and the words. Agreement, amazement, absorbing, acceptable, accidental, advantage, adventurous. So, this is how you just have to analyze different syllable words. So, let us go with the next slide. These are all the examples which I have shown to you to understand how to just talk. It is just the analyzing about how to talk or how to bifurcate different kinds of words. If you can see here, we have immature, immaculate, and if you can see here, we have destruction, and if you can see here, we have optional, orphanage, oxygen. So, there are few small words which should also be used to pronounce. So now, apart from all these greetings and phonetics and phonics, we have something called as greetings. People, if you find out any interesting person or anybody who's talking, have the most important thing called greetings in front of their introduction or in front of their speech, because greetings are something which makes you more in talking English. So if you can see a few examples of greetings, you can say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, enjoy a good day, wish you a good day, sweet dreams, many more or many happy returns of the day, wish you happy times ahead, wish you a comfortable and safe journey, happy married life, wish you a great victory, I wish you all the success, may God bless you, take care, how may I help you? So what are all these? These are some of the most important greetings that you have to remember whenever you are starting the conversation and ending the conversation. When you start the conversation, the most important thing that you have to remember is how are you starting the conversation with the greetings. And at the end of the greetings, make sure you are starting your speech. And yes, once the conversation is end, make sure you have your greetings all the time to finish your conversation in a right way. These are the most important tips and do's that you should never forget when you're talking or when you're communicating in English. So let us go with the next slide. There is a small reading exercise for us. Let us read it and finish our class today. Bugs. These are tiny little bugs everywhere. Some of them are so small you can't even see them. Most bugs don't bother people, but they can live anywhere. Bugs may live in a sandbox. They may live inside a soft ball. They may even live in a bed. Bed bugs are bugs that do bug people. They bite people. This is how they live. Bed bugs make a person itch. They make it hard to sleep. So at the end, because of the phonetics, because of the syllables, we are able to read this paragraph in a right way. So this makes your English in a right formation. So you should never forget that this is the most important thing that you have to remember in English, because all the time this phonetics, these things will help you every time to talk good English. So today we are done with the session, and make sure you follow these rules and do's to talk good English. So have a happy day and wish everybody will talk in English. Thank you so much, and I am Kranth.